So what's your moon phase? Do you know? Me, I'm a waning crescent, born right before a new moon, and I've always felt somewhat detached from this reality and more connected to the other one out there. Your moon phase indicates part of your soul path as described in Stephen Forrest's classic Book of the Moon. Find out yours and how it can help guide you on your soul path. Pick up the audiobook now on Audible with no subscription necessary or Apple Books. Boom! That wasn't a leftover firecracker that the kids left under the shed. That was just getting hump day started here in the doldrums of summer. Hi, everybody. Thomas Miller, July 10th. Hope you're having a great summer, and at least above the equator. And if you are on vacation, hopefully it's going well for you. We don't have a lot in the sky today. The big one is that the Sun and Saturn are in a favorable aspect. It's a trine, and we get to enjoy it all day because it happens at 11:04 this evening Eastern. So for a lot of us in the United States, this will happen during our daytime hours. We could even draft a keyword for the day based on this, and that is good grounding. Let's go with that because it is very personal. The Sun is involved. Saturn, if we pick the high timeline side, if we go with the favorable side of Saturn, it's a good way to put our feet on the ground and be solid today and be rewarded for it. We are so fast in our culture today that when we slow down and we do it Saturn's way, it almost feels and seems awkward, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like the rhythm, the pace of your day is just off if you're not clicking? That might be fine for corporate profits, but it's not good for spiritual connection. To hear inside, to do the deep work of the soul, we need quiet, and we need a pause, we need some space, and we need some nature if we can get it. The Sun and Saturn, retrograde Saturn, smiling at each other. We'll get another one of these almost to the day, not quite, about a week difference. November 4th will be the other time while Saturn is in retrograde that we get this same aspect with the Sun. 4 months from now will be another trine. But this is all about just slowing down and getting it right. Spending some time today, sometime, doing just some deep soul searching. Do you do that anyway through the day? I hope if you're a longer-term listener to this podcast that you have built that into your daily routine, and the way that you just do your life is to always be stopping and checking in and tuning in, asking intuitively, am I on the right path? Is there anything that needs to be adjusted? You know, if we just did that and then were open to the responses and we could hear what the prompts are, that would so change our path. Because if we did that regularly, and especially if we goose it like times like now, then we are constantly in communication with our higher self. Astrology is a wonderful practice, but the best part about it is that it gives us that lamp into our feet, the light into our path. The really cool thing about following it from a daily perspective like this is that when these kinds of aspects show up, we can acknowledge them and just tip our hat to them, and the energy around it is stronger for us. I just so love it. I wish this for everybody. I wish that everybody could experience this kind of path. It's just wonderful. It truly is. Now, we have one other thing I think that would be worth noting today, and that involves the moon, Luna. Two things. One, Luna is in a square to Jupiter, and then we just mentioned Saturn. Early tomorrow morning at 12:26 a.m. Eastern, the moon will be opposite Saturn. So as you're sitting down to do your Sun-Saturn trine work, the moon might throw a little emotion in there that you didn't expect as you were looking at things. I don't know. That's a pretty fast-moving transit, but it is there. And it also affects lucky stars, too, and Kristen talks about that in the July edition of Lucky Stars. It certainly is not too late to get in on the rest of this month, and especially you want to queue up for August because it has some interesting layouts there as well. The Lucky Stars Club is $5 a month. You can join at the top of the funastrology.com website, or you can just go to Buy Me a Coffee. The link is right there in the show notes. You can go to the Buy Me a Coffee link, and it's right there, and it's under the memberships. Love to have you in there, but yeah, it is a day of note in Lucky Stars. All right, coming up the rest of this week on Thursday and Friday, we have a couple of aspects. You remember on Monday, we talked about Venus and Jupiter being the highlight aspects this week. Well, 2 coming up from Venus, including a sign change as Venus leaves Cancer and enters hot Leo in the summertime. We'll see you back tomorrow. Have a great hump day. Love you. Bye-bye.